Hello students, welcome to my channel, and this is the last video for chapter 1 computer system of NCERT book for class 11 computer science. And this is a very important lecture because it explains the functions of an operating system. And this concept, though you will be getting introduced to this concept and the different functions of an OS in this video and in this class, but if you take up computer science in detail in your graduation and post graduation, you will be studying all these things in very much detail also. So it is very important for you to have a good understanding, good basic understanding of these things. Okay, so watch this video till the end, and in case you have not watched the previous videos that describe what is an operating system, what are system softwares and what are application softwares, I recommend you to watch those first so that you have a better understanding of this video. Okay, you can go into the playlist of NCERT class 11 computer science with Python and watch those videos. Okay, so starting with the operating system functions. So there are four main functions that are that the operating system performs. The first important function is process management. Now, to understand process management, you must first understand what is a process. See, we have been studying that any instruction or any program is a set of instruction. Okay, and any instruction, if it has to be executed, it must be first brought into the primary memory, the RAM. Okay, and the size of the RAM is fixed. It is not very large, and you cannot put everything into the RAM at once. So there has to be a mechanism that allows different programs to run, but it also utilizes the memory efficiently. So all this is the responsibility of the operating system. Now coming to what is the process. A program consists of multiple instructions and multiple tasks. A task is basically an action or a function that needs to be executed by a program. So if there is a program that has to first open a file, it has to print the contents of the file, and it then has to close the file. So these are three tasks that the program needs to perform. So to perform each of these tasks, some resources are required, some memory is required. These instructions must be in the memory. Okay, so when a particular task is being performed or the task is being executed, then that task is referred to as the process. Okay, a task in execution is known as a process. Now if a process is getting executed, it may not be necessary that the CPU is completely utilized in performing that process. So if a content or if a document is getting printed, then the printer is getting occupied. The printer is printing a document and performing some function, but at that time the CPU is idle, it can do some other work. So it is the responsibility of the operating system to manage different types of tasks. If some task is occupying one resource, then the operating system should allocate other tasks to the other resources of the computer system, so that multiple tasks can be performed simultaneously, they can be performed correctly, and these tasks or processes take the minimum time. Okay, so process management involves multiple things. Process management means that performing multiple processes in a time bound manner, and how to perform those processes, that must also be managed. Different processes must be allocated or provided with the required resources that they need. If a process needs the CPU time, it needs to perform some calculation, then CPU must be allocated to it on a timely manner. If it needs some hardware device, if it needs to store something, then that hardware device must be made available to that process by the OS. Then if multiple process needs to exchange information with each other, then that is also the responsibility of the operating system, that it allows such exchange and no process is getting affected. Okay, so managing all these processes, the interaction of processes and the execution of these processes is the first task and the most important task of the operating system, which is known as the process management. Okay, coming to the second task, memory management. Now, any program that needs to be executed or any instruction that needs to be executed, it must be first brought into the main memory. It must be present in the RAM, then only the CPU will be able to execute it. Without that, it will never execute. But we know that RAM is limited in size, and we need to use it very efficiently. So it is the responsibility of the operating system to allocate, that means to assign memory to the required processes when it is required, whenever they require the memory, as well as to free these memory locations or deallocate the memory whenever the processes have completed their execution. Okay, there might be times when a process is executing or a program is running, and at the runtime some memory is required, some intermediate results have to be stored in the memory. So at that time also the operating system must make space for that result so that it can be stored correctly in the memory. Okay, so managing the memory, the allocation, deallocation, and cleaning of the memory. If something is complete, you need to clean that memory, you need to mark it as free. We have studied in the previous videos also that if we need to delete the contents, they are actually not deleted, they are marked or flagged as free. Okay, so you need to refer to that video if you have any confusion in this concept. So managing the memory while the processes are getting while the processes are executing, and this might be static allocation of memory or dynamic allocation. Dynamic allocation means when the process is requesting memory during execution. So all this must be taken care by the operating system, and it must protect other programs that are already residing in memory. So it might happen that there are different CPU cores. We have studied about CPU cores. So multiple CPU cores are present and multiple tasks are being performed, and each of these tasks are present in the memory. Okay, now there should not be any overlap or overwriting of contents in the memory. Okay, so everything must be taken care of by the operating system. The third important task is file management. See, memory management refers to the primary memory or the RAM, and file management refers to the secondary storage, the content that is stored on the secondary storage. Now, file management involves not only creation of files, the modification of files, the updation, deletion, as well as the security of these files. Files can be in the form of files, folders, directories. We are calling all of them as file. We are grouping them in the common category and giving them as a term file. Okay, now we have studied previously also that a computer system, or specifically an operating system, must take care that any content cannot or should not be modified by any unauthorized authority, unauthorized person, and it must not be even retrieved by unauthorized people. So all these things must be taken care by an operating system. It is responsible, it is its duty to protect the creation, the files that have already been created. It must look into the things, it must allow or disallow access to files. It must see who is deleting the contents of the file, if it is a correct deletion or not. That means authorized deletion, authorized people are deleting that, if it is valid deletion or not. Okay, so everything related to files, managing those is comes under the file management. Now the last is the device management. Device management basically focus on the hardware devices, the input output devices, and any kind of hardware connected to the computer. So I have created a video on how device drivers are act as an interface between the hardware and the operating system. So the operating system is responsible for configuring different hardware devices, for installing them, and for allowing them to function properly. And this involves giving them the correct amount of resources that they require, giving them time on the CPU, because any function that must be performed has to go through the brain of the computer, which is the CPU. Okay, the CPU will instruct, it will give out commands on the control buses that okay, this if there is a hardware device known as the scanner, then read this information from the scanner and save it into the memory. So all functions, all security measures also related to the hardware devices must be taken care by the operating system. Okay, so I have summarized these 4 main functions of the operating system in this slide. You can pause this video, jot down these points for your exam. So coming to the most important points for each of these are process management. Firstly, you must know what is a process. It is a task in execution. And what does process management mean? It means managing all the resources that must be allocated to different processes, managing the execution of different processes, as well as overlooking on the maintaining the information exchange among these processes. Okay, then comes the memory management, keeping track of allocated and deallocated memory locations. Allocated memory locations must also be freed, and these dynamic memory allocation and deallocation must also be taken care of. File management is basically managing the creation, modification, deletion, and protection of files. Now, this CIA basically refers to the 3 principles of information security you'll be studying in your maybe graduation and post graduation. That refers to confidentiality, integrity, and availability of data that is present in the file system. Okay, so you must protect the files, the operating system must protect the files, and on these principles. The last is the device management. It refers to the proper installation, configuration, as well as functioning of the hardware devices that are attached to the computer. So I hope you had a very good understanding of this lecture as well as this series on chapter 1 class 11th. We'll be taking up the questions in the further videos, so stay tuned to this channel and this playlist. I hope that if you have any doubts, you will mention in the comment section so that we can address them. So we'll be meeting in the next video. Till then, mind your exam.